live if nobody can hear us or see us? Are we not?
They can.
What about now?
Yes, we're live now. Yes, we're live now.
Yes!
Hi, everybody.
Finally.
255 AD with a good question in the chat right out of the gate. When the U.S. government and state collapses, do you think the Onion will buy it? I hope so. That would be nice.
They could only make improvements. Well, no, let's not. It could always be worse, but I don't think the Onion would make it worse.
No, I have faith that the Onion. Hey, Caitlin notices. Right?
Yeah. Thank you. It is a nice hat. I've gotten
very
so
fine
many
hat.
compliments on this hat today. It is a very fine hat. Take that, Jane Cobb. My very fine hat is much finer than your very fine hat.
So there.
Although, in fairness, I think his mother made his for him. I don't know. I think I got mine from a thrift store or something. It's cute. It's so cute.
Well, and just to counter argument to that, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but
who made his hat? So? Oh, my mom made it for me. I don't fucking care. Who gives a so? Oh my. How old are you? Like 40? Who gives a shit? Grow up. Yeah, but my mom made it for me.
Here's the thing, Steve. Nobody asked what you thought.
Wow, boy, that's it. Okay, so listen, I had something I wanted to talk to you about. Okay.
I know.
First of all, just so everybody, just to sort of orient everybody into what's going on here, we're watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
In a little bit.
And we're watching in a little bit, in about 15, 20 minutes after we get through our opening chit chat. And we're watching season 5, episode 19, Ties of Blood and Water. So wherever you are watching it, whether you're watching it like us on Paramount Plus, or you have some other streaming service that has it, and wherever you live, or you have it on DVD or whatever, you borrowed a copy. You borrowed a copy from a friend.
From the library.
You know, whatever. Or from the library. Sure. Let's go with that. Go ahead and queue up that episode, Ties of Blood and Water. Have it paused at 000 at the very, very beginning, because that's where we'll start from when we start watching it. But in the meantime, Dana, you and I were having a conversation.
We were.
Shortly before we went live.
Quite.
And you asserted.
Yes.
Quite confidently. Quite confidently.
Very, very assertively.
Very assertively, yes, and indeed, that you hold no bias in favor of yourself.
Specifically in terms of self-evaluation. Not, however, in terms of, say, passing out or dividing up a group or stash of Christmas tree cakes. I would be very biased.
You're biased in favor of yourself in that case. But yes, in terms of evaluating, let's say, the quality of your work or some other quality of yourself as a person, you feel that you have no bias in favor of yourself.
No. If anything, I think I overcompensate for any possible bias by being, first of all, I set high standards and high goals. Not unreachably high, but stretchy high, you know? I mean,
sure.
There's like a baseline, like there's the low goal is, if I don't meet that goal, that's not good. I'm having a bad day. I will be disappointed in myself. Then there's the moderate goal, which is I should be able to reach this. And if I reach this, that'll be good. And then I have my like stretch goal that like, I don't know if I can do that. And if I can, I'll feel really good about myself. So today was and I went past the stretch goal day.
Yes, you had a very productive day today.
Productive and successful. It wasn't just that I got things done. I stopped myself because I was going to cuss there, and I didn't. And
add that to the list of accomplishments. What a day! What a day!
And I did them well. This
is how we got on the subject, because you were telling me about your day and how happy you are with how things turned out.
Yep.
And what a good job you did.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, and I know that I did a good job because it's my opinion and I'm not biased. And my challenge to you is, and first of all, I agree. Like there are times because we've known each other a long time. We know each other very well. There are times when I feel that you are too hard on yourself. So I'm not suggesting that you're always biased in your favor in every circumstance. I do think there are times, at least to my observation and my opinion, where it's exactly the opposite, where you're way too hard on yourself. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would be foolish, foolhardy to say that you are never biased in your own favor.
I'm not saying that it is not possible for me to be biased, like in the future, but can you think of any time that you think I've been too easy on myself or I've given myself a pass when I should on something that I shouldn't have?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I just feel like as a rule, as a rule of personal conduct and personal character and just how you view yourself and how you evaluate yourself, I would be very, very wary of allowing myself the indulgence of believing that I am never biased in my own favor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, I can understand that.
It just doesn't make sense to you.
No, it makes sense. I'm just like, I realize that it is possible for people to be, including myself, I'm a person, to be biased.
Yes.
But being aware of that, I deliberately comment. I evaluate. These are the standards that I set for myself. These are my expectations. Do I meet these expectations? Yes or no? It's pretty straightforward.
Okay. Okay, great. So you're infallible. You're a computer. You're an android with a rigidly consistent set of standards that you apply with consistency every time.
With consistency, yeah, I would say with fidelity, I think would be a better choice. But I mean,
Sure.
because you can't, when you apply the same standards to different situations, they're going to adjust to the situation. They're going to shift somewhat based on that situation. It's contextual. So you want to take that into account. But I do reflect on that. And if, thinking about whether I'm being, evaluating myself appropriately, I am reflective in the process, and generally, or if not every single time, if there's any wavering or, I fall to one side or the other, it's going to be on the side of being too hard on myself. Like there are times that I consciously say, I'm going to give myself a pass on this. I'm going to let this go. But that is deliberate. I'm admitting I didn't meet my goals this time. And I can be okay with that. But that doesn't mean I'm like, yeah, I did fine when I didn't actually meet my goals. It's just I can accept not meeting my goals. Usually. Okay. Sometimes it really, really sucks.
Okay.
So thank you, Ronnie. Yeah, it's a cool hat.
I want to back up in the chat just a minute or so. The Streaming Meanie asked a Star Trek related question. Says, kind of random question. I've been doing a loose rewatch of TNG, and I'm at the episode where Riker transfers to a Klingon ship for an episode. Here's the question I pose. By the way, this episode is from season 2 of TNG, I believe.
Nerd.
The question is, that Klingon chick that was hitting on Riker in the mess hall, you think he hit that? If he didn't, it was only because there was no opportunity. Because there was a lot of shit going on and he might not have had time. But yes, I think he would have if the opportunity
of the triad, he had motive and he had means.
Exactly. If he had opportunity, then yes, I absolutely believe it happened. Yes.
Yeah. Caitlin, that's exactly how I was using fidelity, not accuracy, but like with loyalty to it and contextually, like shifting, not always exactly the same, but carrying the same spirit of the idea. So yeah. David, I think you need to take a picture and then upload the picture and then send us a link to the URL of the picture because
nobody's ever seen a cat before.
Hey, we can always come on. The internet always can use another picture of a cat. Can you really have too many pictures of cats on the internet?
Apparently not.
255 AD has a giant bowl of pasta. It's a great day.
255 AD says, you ever wonder if they put the election in early winter to make a bad result optimally depressing? Maybe, or maybe they didn't want a bad result to ruin a perfectly lovely spring day or a perfectly lovely summer day. So they put it in the, the middle of autumn where people are going to be like, or at least before global warming in this part of the world, people would be like, it's a fucking shitty day anyway, you know?
So this is amusing me. Jacob said,
Yes.
I find people who think they are not biased fall for more scams or lies, and I found people who will not want to know something is a lie because why would they fall for a lie? I'm never above the bias. Here's the thing. So my students told me that my outfit looked good today, and I'm like, thank you. And because they're right, my outfit does look good today. I look good today. But here's the thing. This has been like a pattern where they say this like not quite daily, but I think we talked about it.
They've been sucking up to you by going out of their way to compliment you on your look, and you look good. Like, you consistently look good, but it's like the students are like, oh, you look good today, like as though they're buttering your bread a little, like.
Yeah, but they deliver it well. It's just that the delivery, there's only so much you can do. Like, they said, this outfit looks really good today. And I think I told you about this. It was on a Friday. And on Friday, every Friday, we're allowed to wear jeans. Although, honestly, I think you get away with wearing jeans whatever day you wanted to, because it's not like nobody cares, but they care more about the quality of your teaching, which is pretty cool. So anyway, but if you wear like school colors or like a shirt with like the school logo or something, school stuff. So having only recently come to this school, I have a very limited supply of school shirts, and I have exactly one pair of jeans. So anyway, last Friday or the Friday before, students were like, your outfit looks really good. That's a great outfit, Miss Cole. And I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure I had to have worn this exact same combination of this t-shirt with this pair of jeans within the last month. I don't have that many options for Fridays. So I'm just like, okay, thanks. Like, I appreciate the compliment. It's I'm evaluating this. There's nothing particularly special about that outfit. This outfit, however, is exceptionally good. This is unusually good, even for me. So
Caitlin with some possible insight. Summer elections have depressed turnout because people are too busy doing other stuff. Maybe that's why. Maybe the founding fathers in their wisdom knew this, and they said, let us have our elections in November. And let us not free the slaves for like 80 years. Streaming Meanie says, is there a time of year when your government collapsing into a fascist dystopia that would make Orwell blush would be more tolerable?
No.
I guess not.
Nope.
I mean,
and I don't think Orwell would blush. He would just sort of sigh in miserable disappointment. Hi, Kirak. So yeah, today has been a fantastic day. It's been fantastic. Yep. I mean, right from the get-go, I think I told you, I woke up this morning, like I have the new light alarm. Like it gradually gets lighter and lighter up until the set time. Yeah. And I have my phone alarm. The one downside to the light alarm is it does have a pretty annoying buzzer sound when it gets to the time that you have the alarm set for. I haven't figured out if it's possible to turn that sound off. But anyway, I have my phone alarm set for a few minutes before that. So the light gets brighter and brighter and brighter. And I woke up just a few minutes before the phone alarm. And so I went ahead and turned the light alarm off. And then I just sort of sat there and relaxed until the phone alarm went off. And then I sat up and I stretched and I got ready for my day. And I felt good. I went and exercised. I came home, showered, and washed my hair, got ready. And I'm like, I'm going to wear this hat because so this whole week we've had not really a spirit week, but like we're going to be off for a week next week. Let's sort of
just like
have
a theme
some
week.
Fun. Yeah, theme week, but also, don't go, not just like nothing matters. We had tests in all of my classes today.
Yeah.
So yeah. And so yeah, today was hat day. And I wore this one. And I have other hats are so much fun. I love hats.
Hats are great.
And I will point out that I am wearing a ridiculous hat and I'm rocking this thing.
You look great.
Steve, thank you.
It's it's close to a baseball cap.
It is.
It's a a similar structure. It's just less. It's a looser structure on top. It's not as
and it gives well, it
rigidly shaped.
it frames the face more. The brim is wider.
Yeah,
and
because
it kind of comes down.
Sure.
So yeah.
Sure, whatever.
And it's fun. Like it's got an elastic band, so it's super comfortable. It's very soft. And then because I thought about actually putting my hair up under it, because then you can do the little flip off and the hair goes poof. But I was like,
Yeah.
it really looks nice with with my hair sort of coming straight down out of it. So I went with that.
Yeah. Air One Fire says it's weird that your government, meaning our government, doesn't call elections like every normal country. Well, keep in mind, unlike many other normal countries, or many normal countries, the United States federal government is not a parliamentary system.
Indeed.
We do not have a parliament. We have unless you just, we have
in
a legislature.
Broad sense, yeah.
Yeah, we have a legislature.
They do follow a form of parliamentary procedure.
Yeah, there are parliamentary aspects, but we are not, strictly speaking, a parliamentary government. Like, we don't have a prime minister. Most governments that elect a prime minister as their head of state, the prime minister is a member of the legislative body. Yes, you're dying to say something.
That was a question on one of the quizzes, on one of the tests today.
What was?
Why doesn't the U.S. government have a parliament? Because that class just finished reading Vanessa Nakate's memoir, A Bigger Picture, and she's from Uganda, and they have a parliament. And so essentially what governing body is, the equivalent. And so it's our legislature, the House of, the Senate and the House of Representatives. So
yeah.
To 55 ID, no, I think that's fair. I don't know if it's supposed to be a guy's that I think I've seen more women wear this style of hat, but I have seen guys wear it. And Caitlin, is the hat ridiculous? Yes, that style was everywhere in the late 90s, but I am specifically using that as a dig at Steve, who said that baseball caps only, all other hats are ridiculous.
Baseball caps are the only acceptable forms of hat, but obviously there are exceptions to every rule. I would never be so absolutist in my thinking. Like, for instance, to make some kind of blanket declaration like that, or to say, that I'm never biased in my own favor. I would never make any kind of absolutist statement like that.
You would make the absolutist statement, but with the understanding that there are exceptions.
That there, yes, I might say it, I might phrase it in an absolutist way, with the implied understanding that there are always exceptions. Yes. Or David Coritan, every rule has an exception except this one.
Caitlin, I would never be so absolutist.
I would never be so absolutist. Not ever.
I would.
Yes, you would. Oh my God, you would. and often are. And often are.
Yep. I am assertive.
Snake. Oh yes, Cerulean is on your side. Snake Big Cat says Steve says that only a Sith would deal in absolutist statements about hats. Actually, I wouldn't. I try not to use the word Sith. I think the word Sith is silly. Because in the original trilogy, they never said Sith, and I feel like Jedi is goofy enough. Like, we're giving them Jedi. Don't make up more goofy words. All right, George, please. Like, just say dark side. Dark side covers it.
Midi-chlorians.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's like, just stop. Don't stop making up goofy words to, just use existing words. Like I said, we gave you Jedi. Jedi was okay. You got to call them something. Okay, fine. Jedi, whatever. But don't keep making up stupid words, George, please. Just call things what they're called. And that's not just a pet peeve of mine about Star Wars. Star Trek does the same thing. Pretty much any sci-fi or fantasy thing that just makes up silly sounding words.
Calling a rabbit a smear.
Yeah, exactly. Like, just call it what it is. Unless you're doing it like for comic effect. If you're doing it for comic effect, that's completely different and that's fine. But if you're making up like bullshit made up words to refer to things that already have names just because, but this is a fantasy world. Shut up. Stop it.
Bucket hats are good. My favorite, and I don't actually have one because, they were really popular in the early 20th century and people were smaller then. And I have a big head. Like, literally, I have a big head. And is the cloche. I love that, the sort of, it literally means bell, but it's a bell-shaped hat, and it has a brim on the front, and it sort of bells out, and it really frames the face nicely. I have had some, I've worn them in shows. They look absolutely darling. I look fantastic in them. I love them. But like, to get one, it is, I'm fine with being frivolous, and I'm fine with spending a lot of money, not so much at the same time. So yeah, we're talking like at least over $100 for an okay one, but several hundred for a nice one.
Yeah. One last thing from David Corrigan, and then you can tell everybody how this works, and we can watch the episode. About my statement just now about sci-fi fantasy stories making up words. One exception I would see: if your fantasy sci-fi race uses a weapon that we don't have an analog for, give it a name accordingly. I get, but I mean, I would still, like, if I were writing something like that, I would try to find a name for it that doesn't involve like a made up word. Like lightsaber, like lightsaber is okay, right?
Yeah, because it's a
yeah.
you're using words that are already there.
But like, they don't. If George Lucas had called lightsabers like smiddly doos or something, like if he just made up some bullshit word for it, like I can't take that seriously, and that's why I mean, honestly, like with Star Trek, I try to avoid using like I usually call it the Klingon homeworld. I don't call it Kronos, because I think the Klingon homeworld is a perfectly fine name for it. I try not to talk about like batleths and stuff because I just think that's dumb. It's goofy. And with Klingons, it works because to me, Klingons are kind of supposed to be goofy. So if you goof up Klingons a little bit, like that doesn't bother me. But it's like when you make up a bunch of goofy words and then you expect me to take it seriously, that presents a little bit of a barrier to me. Anyway, shall we tell the people how this works?
Okay, so hopefully by now you have set up your episode of Deep Space Nine. You got the right one. Yes. So make sure it's all the way back at the beginning, 000. And you're gonna hover your cursor, clicker, remote, whatever, ready to go. And Steve's gonna count us in because it's his channel. And he's gonna say 3, 2, 1, play.
So much bitterness.
And there's no bitterness. Just cheerful mockery, Steve. It's cheerful mockery. Okay, so anyway, okay. Steve's gonna count us in 3, 2, 1, play. And when Steve says play, we all press play at the same time, and then we all watch together. And the cheerful mockery continues. Yay!
Huzzah!
All right, let's go.
All right, here we go, everybody. Hopefully you're all queued up and paused at 0. Like Dana said, I'll count us in from 3. Everybody hit play when I say play. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play. There's that establishing shot.
Beauty shot. Oh, Other, if you've got commercials and stuff, you can use the time code to catch up with us. Yes. For most of you, that should be fine because I think y'all are nerds like Steve is. And you've seen stuff like this. It's new to me. Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
Subtitling.
Subtitles everything okay?
On. Yeah, subtitles were not on.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. I love the idea of a Cardassian whose name is almost Kenny.
Almost.
Nice to
255
meet
AD.
you.
In fairness, a lot of people can balance stuff on their head. It's a thing. Hey, David Whitworth, we are watching Deep Space Nine, season 5, 19.
You got it. Ties of
remember
Blood
the
and
thing.
Water, if you want to cue it up and catch up to us
I
using
told you,
the time
I'm
code on
having
your.
I'm having a
Yeah.
really good day. I remembered something.
Well, I'm not friends with anyone.
Snake Pit Cat, is it though? Because what she's basically saying is Cardassians all suck. This one's okay, so maybe he can help the other ones not suck quite so much. She sounds so chipper. But they all suck.
The indecent proposal? Personal space, Kira.
She knows she's cute. She's using her feminine wiles. She's whiling away the time. Yeah, so's life. Ain't we all? Space Fraggle, we're watching it through Paramount Plus. If you have physical media, you are welcome to do that.
Yeah. You need to have access to the episode somehow, whether it's physical or streaming or whatever. You need to be able to watch it on your end.
Because we are not super rich and cannot afford the rights to show it here.
Yeah, surprisingly, I'm not able to get clearance to show Star Trek episodes on my live stream.
You don't have clearance, Steve?
No. What's our vector, Victor? That's like twice in the last 2 weeks we've done that joke, and every time we do it, I really want to watch Airplane.
I'm fine with just making the jokes. I'm good.
I love Airplane so much.
I don't.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, but you like The Lighthouse. Which
is also a great movie, by the way. Don't listen to Dana, anybody who hasn't seen The Lighthouse. It's a fantastic movie. 255 AD says, like I was saying, I read a book that had lines in it like, we rode on a transit mobile and he's in a housing unit to escape the enforcers. And I thought that would annoy you. You are 100% right. I hate that. I hate that. I would throw that book across the room.
Why? Those aren't made up words. They're
but that's not why a transit mode. You're being cute about it. Just say a train or a bus or whatever it is. Like, just call it what it is. A housing unit. You mean a house? Like, you mean an apartment? Just call it what it already has a name.
But what if it's more like an ad? Then it's not a bus and it's not a train.
What if it's a rickshaw? What if it's a pedicab? Call it whatever it is. I would, Streaming Meanie. I would give the book a single finger gesture of disdain. Yes, I would. Not what I would call that, but that's what I would do.
Mm. Mm. Well, like, okay. But make him say please. It's only pretentious. It's only pretentious when you choose the title yourself. Blah, de blah. What do you want?
Caitlin, welcome to the fold.
That's just what I was thinking. Call, mother. We don't have to. Oh! See, this is where you need an old, like, 1970s style, heavy phone.
Yeah, that you can slam down, yeah.
Slam that receiver down.
Oh, and by the way, Caitlin, you also mentioned that Voyager episode where, yeah, I opened my glimpses. Yeah, that's a really annoying episode, and that's like my least favorite part of that episode. Like, just have them talk like people.
Cerulean, yeah. I mean, in that sense, I can relate to him. Yeah,
I was going to say, I bet Ducat believes he's never biased in his own favor.
You keep saying this thing. Streaming Meanie, they are kind of fun.
If you weren't dying.
We're all dying.
Well, but he's dying a lot faster.
I've got my eye on you. Ah.
Not in a creepy way. Oh, thanks, Oasis. I'll fix it. There we go.
Is Mark Alimo the one who plays Gold Ducat?
He's Ducat, yeah.
I'm guessing. Okay.
Yeah. And that's part of why I think he's so good in the role is that he plays him like he thinks he's the star of the show. Like, that's how That's how Ducat would think. Ducat thinks he's the main character.
He doesn't come across that way to me.
You don't think so?
But let's put a pin on it because I have thoughts.
Okay.
Just you got to remember to talk about it because I'll forget. He's not too. You won't let him get his hands on you. I don't know. She just not like it. I love pizza. Hi, I'm Dana.
Hi, Boink Bot.
Not so much in the left hands.
I think you're a couple of seconds ahead of me.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but.
There it is. Pause for a smidgen.
Okay.
Be my daughter. We're right there. Am I still ahead?
Pretty close.
Okay.
No, you might be just a smidge ahead, but it's fine.
Oh, okay. Mm. Pizza is good.
HB Haga, I hate made up swear words. I hate them. I hate them so much.
Pizza. All gone.
You can't have your pizza and eat it too.
Oh.
Can you feel me near you?
Air on fire. Now you're just trying to be mean. I hate when characters say that.
Cerulean is not my favorite part. I mean, I really like the new Battlestar Galactica, but no, I'm not a fan of the made up swears.
HB Haga, yeah.
No, Lou, I don't have a problem with Starfleet people saying, "Oh my God." That's something that people say. I think characters in TV shows should talk like people. Like, well, let's just turn this morphine all the way up. His one daughter. What are you rolling your eyes at?
You don't give him a glass. He can't manage things.
It's the future. It's okay now.
Obviously not.
She should have just thrown it in his face.
Oh, shut up. I don't know how they keep track of that. Should have started earlier. Push the button.
Button. Who's got the button?
And get talking.
Yeah, 25580. Can you get me a non-triangular pillow? Those are future pillows. It's the future. Those are the pillows they have in the future.
We know that it's a future pillow because it's triangular.
It's triangular, yeah, in the future.
No, Cerulean, you put the water on the towel first, and then you give him the wet towel. Like, seriously, that's what you do.
I mean, unless you're waterboarding him. Unless you're waterboarding him.
Yeah, we know.
Now I'll never live to enter that Joel Grey lookalike contest. Oh, no, Cerulean, I got it. That's why I said it.
Of what?
I don't want to die in the Oompa Loompa mines. Look, Dad, I'm really sorry this happened, but I've got shit to do, okay?
Kaylin, but see, here's the thing. It's the future. They have something that's even stronger than morphine. You know, future morphine.
Yeah, that's quantum morphine or whatever.
Quarphine.
Quarphine, there you go. Even morphine.
Hexmorphian.
Ah. Oh, to hell with this. I'm just going to put that triangle pillow over his head and end this. Snake Big Cat, that's really good. Trimorphazine. There you go, Azalea. That's the that's the Star Trek version.
Oompa doompa doompa dee dee. If you are wise, you'll listen to me. What do you get when your father is dead? We need to talk. That is what he said.
Okay, questions. Who won the 1970 World Series?
I feel really bad. I'm not having the appropriate reactions. I think I'm supposed to be sad. There you go, Azalea. Trimorphazine. That sounds great. Got the Z in there. That's important. I did.
Yeah, you're
Flip
still
him
ahead.
off! Flip him off! Flip him off! Nice ones,
That's a good one, Cerulean. Bum, bum, bum. Boy, that guy looks like he could handle himself.
Oh, we know him, don't we?
Yeah.
Ah, see, we've met. I
Yeah.
remember the thing. No, no, no. We want him to know he can come home. Okay, I'll pass the message along. Bye now. Among whom? I mean, I'm sure he can. He just don't want to. Oh, also, that's kind of cool. There you go. For now. It's really, and that's nice. There you go. Hmm. Yum, yum, yum.
Fitcher, exactly. He's a very trustworthy man, Ducat. She's sponging his makeup off. Yeah, Wayun is great. Wayun is a favorite of mine.
Thanks. Good. I plan to continue.
Yeah, you're still like a few seconds ahead. What's your counter say right now?
27:08, 09.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, you're like 8 seconds ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, cool, Cerulean. Well, we'll be happy to have you. I always enjoy my sick little games, Major. Ha!
Damn.
Yeah! Star Trek Nurse, we are doing a watch along of the Deep Space Nine episode Ties of Blood and Water. And we are about 28 minutes, 28 and a half minutes into it. Streaming Meanie, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Marco Limo in anything. I'm not sure how active he is nowadays.
I don't know how I jumped so far ahead.
I don't know either. David C. Drake. That's good.
Okay, can you give me your time? Because it's not going to be the same
Uh,
on the
28, 56, 57, 58, 59,
okay, so I'm only a couple seconds
29.
ahead.
Just lay back, you stubborn old fool.
Yeah, I think I'm caught up now, or
Okay.
uncaught.
Okay.
Why are
You
you
don't mind
being
if I
nice to
drink this
me?
in front of you, do you? You sure? It's made from pure Coca-Cola syrup.
It would be rude to
I
refuse.
love Wei Yun's face in this scene, by the way.
We're not seeing much of Wayne's face in this scene.
Well, but I think it was earlier. His reactions are just amazing.
No, what you're doing is chewing the scenery, my dude. Y'all just so cute. Alas, not that one. Uh, you can hang on to this incredibly toxic poison.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
Wayne
sure it'll
seems to
be
like it.
I'm sure it'll be just fine. I mean, not that he can't get his hands on more, but he did. Well, what were you saying then?
Get over the garden, old man.
My cabbages! His cabbages? Oh, okay.
Star Trek Nurse, we've watched most of them. We skipped a few here and there earlier on, but we've watched most of them.
Less in season 5.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think we skipped any in season 4 or season 5. Yeah.
So many episodes. It's my first time with this episode, anyway.
I need my vengeance, Papa. I'm glad you're here too, Star Trek Nurse.
Woohoo. Cerulean, I have no say in it. It's up to Steve.
But it's difficult to think of what episodes to skip from this point on because they're all either
So
really good
good.
or they're integral to the something that happens later.
You suck, dude. Yeah. Then you go sit with him, dude.
Yeah. I'm busy. I'm the chief medical officer of this whole place. I've got shit to do. Boy, we killed the hell out of him, didn't we? He's a pickled egg.
Kara, how so?
Stony, yeah, I think it was the way I interpret that episode is that Cisco's dad was intended to be dead, but they technically never said that. So they kind of skated when they decided to bring him in as a character because they never actually, they just very strongly implied that he was dead, but they never actually said, my dad
We
is dead.
never
So,
said it.
yeah.
A minute.
She's digging a grave with a space shovel because it's in
A
space.
Trilbeck. She's using a Trilbeck, Steve.
What's that? Oh, is that what a space,
space
shovel is called? Yeah, a
Yes, that's the word
Trillbeck.
for it. A
That's
Trilbeck.
great. We're gonna sneak that into the ensign's log at some point.
You better do it. I'll forget.
Well, I'll try to remember.
Picture 987. Why do you hate Kara's father? Did I miss something?
He's just a loser.
Yeah, 255 AD. I don't know if I actually rolled my eyes, but yeah, he's at exactly 1 hour. That sort of precision is like
start the stopwatch. In 60 minutes, he's gone.
yeah, that's it.
That's what happens.
Yeah, and I mean this is Starfleet. You know, we have a
This
process.
Yeah,
pretty basic.
it's
pretty clear.
It's the future. Yeah. And eventually that just got old. And I only had to bully you a little bit to get you to do it. Good for you.
Like a more is no more.
Ah.
Unsuitable. Except me.
And I am that great man. He's being buried on a soundstage on Bajor. My two dads.
Dun, dun, dun.
The end. So what'd you think of that one, Dana?
It was fine.
Okay. You weren't deeply moved?
Alas, no.
Alas, no. Stony 9590. Okay, with transporters, why would you have to dig a hole instead of just beaming the body into the ground? This is one of those areas, and there are many such areas for me, and it's a matter of taste, I suppose. But Snake Big Cat, it's both. It's my two dads and my two dads. But I feel like this is an instance where you need to err on the side of recognizable human behavior that the people watching the show will relate to, instead of what might happen if this were real, right? Because yeah, if you have transporters and you can beam stuff wherever you want, you know, like, yeah, why if you live in a society that has that technology, why would anybody dig a grave by hand? Why wouldn't they, beam the coffin into the ground or beam the dirt out and then, I mean, like, yeah, but that's not
No,
relatable.
I almost wish they would talk about that. Like they actually did that, because here's the thing. In the flashback, they presumably didn't have access to that technology because they were, hiding
Because
on the
they
run.
were right.
And so normally, and now Kira does have access to that technology. I would have loved a little bit where she refused it because she wants to give him the same type of burial that she gave her dad. I think that would have been
Perhaps.
meaningful.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Lou says it, I think, pretty well there. One can imagine the physical labor more tangibly and make the impact more literal. Yeah, it's there's there's a little thing that they did in the later seasons of Star Trek Discovery after they jumped ahead to the future, because the first two seasons of Discovery, this is for your benefit, Dana, I think everybody else watching knows it, but for the first two seasons of Discovery, it takes place in the 23rd century, and then at the end of season 2 they time travel like 900 years into the future, and the final 3 seasons take place in the 32nd century. And they do this thing. I know why they do it. They do it to sort of indicate how much further the technology has progressed in the intervening time. But like, they use the transporters so casually that like they'll beam from one room into the next room, right?
Mhm.
Like the transporter, there's not really a transporter room, just the transporter can lock onto anybody anywhere on the ship. All you have to do is tap your little badge and it'll beam
Boop.
you wherever you want to go. So there are multiple scenes in the later seasons of Discovery where characters are like, let's talk about this in private. Boop boop, and they just beam into another room. And I really didn't like that because that's something I feel like that level of technology creates a difference in the lived experiences of the characters that I notice when I watch the show. Even if it makes sense technologically, like I honestly don't give a shit about any of that. Whenever anybody brings up in a discussion of like a sci-fi show and they say, well, how would, if they did have this level of technology, like how would their lives be different? I don't necessarily care. I would much rather have it be relatable. Like you're making the show for the audience, you're making the show for the people that are watching it now, you know? Um, but yeah, I just it didn't ruin the show for me. Like Discovery had other more serious problems than that. But that was something I always noticed. I was like, I wish they wouldn't do that. I wish they would just show people if you need to go to another room to have a conversation, just let us see them walking into the room. It's a
Or
little
just cut
thing.
to the other room and we
Or
assume that they walk
yeah,
there. Mhm.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Anyway,
So if you have no other thoughts on the episode, would you like to play Wordmaster?
you didn't remember the thing, Steve.
What thing?
I don't know. I said I wanted to talk about something. And I said, you better remember it because
Oh,
I will forget.
Ducat and the main character.
Yes.
Yes. Ducat thinking of himself as the main character. You had thoughts.
The most important character, not the main character, because main characters go through arcs and they change. And Ducat is like, why would I change? I'm perfect just as I am. I shouldn't have a character. I have essentially ascended. I am, this is me. I am what I should be. Change, no, I will. Oh God. Yeah. How familiar are you with Caesar, Julius Caesar, the
I've
Shakespeare play?
I've talked about it with you a lot, and I remember
Okay.
reading it in high school. So I mean, I wouldn't say
Let me see if I can find it.
I wouldn't say I'm a scholar of it or anything, but I'm somewhat familiar with it.
Let's see if I can
Kara,
pull up.
exactly. Kara, I mean, I know that that's a Tolkien reference, which I disapprove of, but it's the same thing. Yeah, it's like it's not what the characters would actually do if it was real is not always the right choice if you're telling the story.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is
Caesar.
where they have approached Caesar. The senators who are in the plot to murder him have approached Caesar. So this is in the Shakespeare play. Have approached Caesar with a petition about to one of their brothers or cousins or something has been exiled from Rome. And so the reason that they're approaching Caesar is to ask for pardon for him. And so,
right.
So first the brother comes, says, and asks him to do this. And he says, I must prevent thee, Cimber. And don't bow and ask for forgiveness and think that just by by groveling that you're going to get what you want. And so Brutus comes forward and asks for Caesar to rescind his judgment as well. And Caesar's like, what? And Cassius then comes forward, and then Caesar says, I could be well moved if I were as you. And so I could change my mind if I were like you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true and fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks. They are all fire, and every one doth shine. But there's but one in all doth hold his place. So in the world, 'tis furnished with men, and men are flesh and blood and apprehensive. Yet in the number I do know but one, that unassailable holds his rank, unshaked of motion, and that I am he. Let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so. So he has like this whole long speech about I made a decision. It was a good decision, and I will stand by it. And I am not going to change my mind because it was a good decision. So,
And
yeah,
that is definitely
that
a
is,
Ducat point of view. Yeah, that is
yes,
definitely, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and very much, even though the play is called Julius Caesar, and he is arguably the most important character in the play, because without his
yeah.
murder, you ain't got a story. He is not the protagonist.
But I will point out to you
That I did a good job
the,
with that. Thank you so much.
no, yes, of course you did. But I mean, the protagonist doesn't need to have a character arc.
Doesn't need to, but often does. Typically,
Oh,
I would
yes.
say.
No, yeah. And I would say should, like, just
Mm-hmm.
as a matter of critique, I think a main character should have a character arc. But, like, look, remember, you're talking to a dude who just this past weekend watched Patch Adams. And that motherfucker is definitely the protagonist of that movie. And he has no character arc at all. I mean, you think Caesar is conceited calling himself Constant as the Northern Star. If Caesar met Patch Adams, he'd be like, dude.
No, I don't think you would think Patch Adams
A little
was,
humility, maybe, you know.
I don't think we think of Patch Adams as arrogant. I think we think of Patch Adams as annoying
Well,
and
but he
arrogant.
is arrogant. But he's incredibly arrogant. If you watch that movie, I don't know what the real
Well,
Patch Adams is like. I can't
here's the
speak to that.
thing.
But as it,
I'm not going to watch the movie.
well, you shouldn't. It's garbage.
Because,
Kirak and Kirak says, "What's wrong with Patch Adams?" Like every single thing about it.
I was like, Steve's going to say everything.
The
And I would say,
no, not every. The cast is excellent. If just on paper, the cast is incredible. I mean, but they have
and they do the
absolutely
best
nothing to
they
work
can with what they have. And
They
in
do the
fairness,
best
Robin
they
Williams
can.
was like, ooh, I get to be wacky. And he's like, all
Well,
right, let's go.
I think what Robin Williams was thinking is, "Ooh, I get $20 million."
There's also that. Money is
And
nice.
good for him. I don't object to actors getting paid. Good for him. But I
And
mean,
to quote probably my favorite Agatha Christie character, Tuppence Beresford. I am so very fond of money.
yeah, but no, Patch Adams he has no character arc whatsoever. And he is the protagonist. So it's possible that Ducat does think of himself as the main character, not just the most important character.
Yeah, it is not outside the realm of possibility, but that is not how I think he thinks of himself. Anyway, shall we play our not Wordle?
Yes. Okay. And I know we have a couple people joining us for the first time tonight. So one of the things Dana and I like to do usually on our Wednesday live streams is at the end, after we've watched, whether it's Deep Space Nine or Poirot, whatever we finished watching, we like to end the stream by, we used to play Wordle. We have switched to I Can't Believe It's Not Wordle, also known as Wordmaster, because we are sticking it to the New York Times. So you all are going to see the Wordmaster screen in a moment. This is it. This is the Wordmaster game we're going to be playing. Dana is not actually looking at the Wordmaster board. She's only going by my description of it. But she will take the lead and decide, what guesses we make and so forth. And since you are watching with us, if you would like to play along, please feel free to do that. Submit your suggestions, your guesses in the live chat, and we will play as a group. We will play as a group and we will solve this Wordmaster puzzle. So Dana, are you ready to play Wordmaster?
Yeah. Let's go for it. So let's start with the word I usually start with, which is heart. Heart.
Heart. Okay, not a bad start. We don't have any letters in their proper places yet, but we have an E, an R, and a T. Okay. Just none of them are in the proper position.
I'm going to guess it's TRE something something. All right.
Okay, it could be. Yeah.
So, no, David C. Drake, it can't be Blorb because we have some letters that are not in Blorb. All right, well, let's go with lions and see what we get.
All right.
We might not.
Lions. Let's see. Oh, there's an I, but not in the right place. So we know that it has an E, an R, a T, and an I, but we don't know where any of them go yet. It could be tripe.
It could be.
Tripe.
It could be. It couldn't. It could be. No, it can't be Sprite because there's no S.
Right.
HB Haga. It can't be Tears. There's no S.
There's no S. And there's no A.
No, like layers of them, like Tears.
Oh,
Tears.
Tears. Oh, I see. Okay, I just checked the chat. Yeah. Trike.
It could be trite.
It could be trite
Yes.
as well. Yes, because
Okay.
yeah, because there could be two T's.
Yes.
It could be tribe with a B.
Yes. So we have B, K, and S to add. B-I-K-E-S. Why not try bikes to get those 3 letters in?
See what that gives us?
Oh, snakes.
All right.
And oh, we got more suggestions. Trice and tried. Yikes.
Okay. Well, let's try bikes, like you said, and see if that gives us anything.
Wait, hang on. We said that. Wait, that gives us B, and that just gives us B and K. We already know there's no S. Hang on.
We could do biked. We could do biked with a D. Past tense.
Or brick with a C and the K.
You want to try that?
Let's try biked.
Biked. Okay. B-I-K-E-D. Ah.
Okay.
The last 2 letters are E-D.
Okay.
There is no B, there is no K, and I mean, we know already I is still not the second letter. So I is either the first or the third letter, and it ends in ED. Tried. Yes.
Because we have to have the T, the R, and the I.
That's, you know what? I think that's got to be it.
It can't be righted because I can't. Urted is not going to work.
Urted. Yeah, I think it's got to be tried.
Yay! Everybody's agreeing. Yay!
That's
we
it.
Have consensus. Wow. That's it. We're so amazing.
Tried, tried, and that's what we did, and we succeeded. Good job, everybody.
Victory is ours. All right, Indeed. So let's wrap this sucker up. So, everybody, we will be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, but we'll be watching Poirot next week. What are we watching now that we have finished? Now we finished up our jump ahead. We're going to jump back because we watched our Ariadne Oliver episode, and then we did Jessica Fletcher. So
we are now we're jumping back to where we left off. If you remember before we watched Cards on the Table, the last Poirot episode we watched was Death in the Clouds. So we're going to be now going back to the episode after Death in the Clouds, which is 1, 2, Buckle My Shoe.
Okay. That sounds great. And then
technically the first half of 1, 2, Buckle My Shoe. Because
right. Because we're splitting at this point.
Episode, so.
Pretty much all of them from this point on, right?
There are a few. Let me look. We have 1, 2 Buckle My Shoe it'll be a 2-episode one, but then there are several after that are back to the normal the 1 hour length.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway.
So and then also let's not forget this coming Friday, we've got Ask Away again. So if you are a patron or a channel member, check your email because Steve has sent out a link to the Google form in which you can send in your questions that Steve will read live on the air this coming Friday, 6 p.m. Well, a little bit after 6 because there's always some chit chat at the beginning. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And if you are not a patron or a channel member, you can there's a button down there someplace you can join. You can click to join, or you can go to patreon.com/Steve Shives.
That's
and
right.
You can become a patron. And then you can send it. And either way, please join Steve here. I'll probably be over in the chat chatting. And Friday, 6 p.m. And also don't forget to look down in the description for some organizations that you can help out that do great work. And then we've also got a link to charitylinks.page where there's some information about friends of ours and associates who could use some financial help. So if you can help out financially and you feel the urge, please help out. Helping people is good.
It sure is.
Did I cover all of it?
I think you did. Good job. Mr. Snub, likes aren't disabled. It's just they're not visible. You can still click the like. It still counts. And Kirok asks, are you going to reopen the $50 suggestions for a video essay? Not at any point that I'm prepared for. Like not anytime soon. Maybe at some point eventually, but not right now.
So you have lots and lots of ideas right now?
I've just, yeah, it's I have enough
lots
ideas
and lots
on my
to do
own,
because
and
you've got your Turkey
I've
Day
got
video coming up.
Yeah, I've got plenty of stuff on my plate. Turkey Day stuff on my plate. Yeah, but maybe at some point in the future, but I have no plans to do that right now. All right. Oh, thanks, Cerulean. Look at that, Dana. You talked Cerulean into it. Thank you very much.
I don't think I did.
That.
I don't think I did. I think it was the experience of being here with us and having a good time. It all works together.
So yeah, we will be back. I'll be back on Friday, just me for Ask Away, and then Dana and I will be back next Wednesday. We'll be doing another watch along. It's Poirot, as I just said, and then in 2 weeks we'll be back to Deep Space Nine again, and that will be the episode Ferengi Love Songs.
Oh
baby,
boy, are they all about ears?
Baby, yeah, exactly. It's all about, because that's their version of getting jerked off. Whenever you see like a lady caressing a Ferengi man's ears, just imagine, oh, we're watching someone being jerked off on television. That's what we're seeing.
So like people who can wiggle their ears, it's like gyrating.
Yeah, it's real. It must be incredibly lewd, like in Ferengi circles. If a Ferengi can wiggle their ears, it must be like, oh God, what are you doing? We're in public. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, hope to see you Friday.
Air One Fire writing Stuffy is going wonderfully. Actually, at least I finished the. I think I finished. I'm going to have to go through it and give it a final polish. But I've mostly finished writing the Turkey Day video for Stuffy today. So
I'm interested in that. Caitlin says, I want you, your ears are so curvy, I want you to touch my lobes. It makes me not that I care, but it makes me curious, because I mean, people are, the shape of a body matters. And I'm curious what particular shape of the ear or what parts of the ear, like are the lobe, I don't even know, the cartilaginous parts, are the lobes more, more sensitive than the cartilaginous parts? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's probably never discussed and it doesn't really matter, but it just popped in my head. Anyway, I'm starting to feel squeaky. So
all right,
let's head out. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. It's been absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely. I agree. We'll see you next time, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye for now.
Bye.